Hello and welcome back to a brand new vlog where today I welcome you to my new home. Well, in fairness, this isn't actually my home, but it is named after my family name. So I thought I'd come here for a lovely walk before the DIY commences on our actual home and just, take in the lovely weather. Because it's not very often we get blue skies at the moment. I think whilst we're out today, I'll actually lay out a bit of a plan and timeline of what we intend to do with the flat, because obviously, like I said, we do need to move back there soon. And there are a number of different things that we want to do with it. First and foremost, we actually need to go back there and actually start to get rid of some of the stuff that we have, because there's so many things that we've just collected and hoarded over the years that we just don't need anymore. So before we get kicked out of our current home, we need to do lots of, skip runs and just general clearing out. And after that, I think what we need to do next is either clean it ourselves, which we probably will do anyway, but I would like to actually hire someone who can come in and do like a deep clean, because there is genuinely so much dust in the flat. It's not really very pleasant. So if we can get someone to come in and clean the place, and even bring one of those like rug doctors, or we rent one out ourselves, it might be more fun for us to do it. We can actually start to clean it all out and kind of give us a clean slate to work with. But I've just realized as I walk along this lakeside here that I reckon it would be really good to get the drone out here and get some shots of the court in the background. So fingers crossed the weather stays nice like it is currently. Wow, what a lovely day. Oh, look at this. This is really nice. Didn't know that this was here. I think we'll have to go for a walk down there later and see what that looks like. I know it might not look like it with all the blue skies and stuff, but it is bloody cold today. It is currently 4 degrees. So I put my gloves on. I think I might put my hat on later. But for now, we've arrived at the warmth of the court. Well, I say that, but it looks a little like a ruin, and it might not be that warm. Wow, look at that. The sun is setting right in the middle between the two houses, like the two towers there. That's quite cool. Yep, this is definitely an old ruin. It's actually one of England's great houses, and as I walk into it I can see why, because this place is huge. Oh my days. As you get to the top of the stairs, just look through that doorway there. How cool is that? I'm not sure if I'm allowed, but I might actually have to get my drone out and fly it straight down the middle out one of the windows. I think that would make for a really cool shot. And literally around every corner, and you look out the windows, you get this beautiful view of the gardens. It's such a shame that places like this get turned into ruin. I don't actually know why. I want to say it's had a fire, because there's a lot of like charred and burnt wood everywhere. Or maybe it happened during the war, but I haven't found out yet. Would you just look at like how this room used to look and how it looks now? Don't get me wrong, it's gorgeous with the sunset, but still, look at that. And I didn't quite believe him at first, but Benjamin just said that he spotted a robin. And look, just down there, he has actually spotted a robin, as if he spotted that. Got a keen eye, my kid. But as we keep wandering around, I keep seeing these comparison pictures of what it used to look like. And the entrance hall looked like this in 1920, and it now looks like that. And I genuinely do think it's had a fire. But if we get back on topic of talking about things being cleared out completely, I think after we have cleared our place out, the next course of action is to kind of do some window shopping at like IKEA and like different furniture shops to see what we can actually do with our place to improve it. Because I want to take all of the empty space that we get and be a little bit more practical with it, turning the bedroom into a bit more of an officey type space where we can store more of our stuff, and Jess can be a bit more productive with her crafting and her work stuff. And speaking of which, I've wandered around and talked and I have no idea where she's gone. I suppose better wander back and try and find her. One look through the window and I found her. But right, I've had enough. There's no comparison picture for this, so I'm going to do it myself. At least now we have a better idea of what this place looks like from the sky. Honestly, it's single-handedly the best purchase I've ever made for the vlogs. I love it so much. I just need to figure out a really good way of, whilst I'm like flying around getting shots, I can like plug my microphone into it and record like voiceover at the same time, because that would be really cool. I wanted to get some really cool shots of this fountain with the sun setting behind it, and even get like a close-up of the building. But because of places like this, it attracts quite a lot of like elderly people, and I don't want to scare people off or ruin their experience by flying my drone around and being annoying. So I ended up taking it really high up and flying just above these fields here and kind of zooming in on the building. What's that statue doing, Benji?
Wee.
You going for a wee?
Yeah.
Funnily enough, from this angle, it does look just like that, although it's kind of weirdly shaped. Kids found a way to split the current. Anyways, let's get moving because it is bloody cold. The sun is starting to go down in the background, which means it is getting even chillier than it was when we first arrived here. So I'm going to try and walk and stay warm. I can't wait for longer days because it's only 2:30 and the day's almost over. But the last thing we need to do on the flat project is sort out the living room and then change up like the lounge and how we actually decorate it, because I have obviously talked about getting rid of the sofa, but me and Jess have also kind of thought about maybe adding a couple of smaller chairs there, so we can still use the room to like game in as a family, because if we stick a table in there, it does take away from the idea of it being a lounge. So, and she also wants a gaming table. She's also now saying that we should DIY it and make one ourselves. And if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say gaming table, it's basically like a normal dining table, but you can lift the top off, and then beneath it is like this green, I don't know if it's like velvet or like felt, basically kind of like how you see on a pool table, and it's got like little slots in it, allows you to play card games and just board games in general. We actually went to a place in our local town called Dicebox, and it had a really nice gaming table up there, and I think it'd be really cool to get one at our house. But as we follow the leader, he has led us towards a waterfall, and I feel like it would be very abnormal for me not to go check it out. And boy oh boy, it is very boggy down here, but let's see how close we can get. As it turns out, I can get very close. That is lovely. One thing I do actually need to learn how to do with the drone is basically fly it in pro mode, and what that does is it takes the sensors off and allows you to fly freely, because I would take the drone like up into these like tight enclosed areas, but because of like the DJI safety stuff on, and like beginner flying that I am, it basically doesn't allow me to fly places where it thinks it's going to get damaged. But with one step at a time, I will get there. And with one vlog at a time, we'll get closer to probably moving back into the flat and getting it to the way we want to use it until we move out, which believe me, we will, because she won't let it go. And there you have it, our 4-step process to getting the house sorted or the flat sorted. Clear it out and get rid of all of the old stuff we have, clean it out, and then start working on the bedroom and working on the lounge. And then I guess the last one, which would be option number 5, is actually moving out of the house we're currently in and back in to the flat. Oh, and yeah, the bonus one, get a house for this one. And speaking of houses, we're looking for a playhouse for this one. So I think if we follow the path around, we should find it. And with that, our adventures are over. I say that, he wants to show you something.
This is what we can do all day.
Okay.
So we can hit something with this.
Yeah. Very good. And does that one make a sound?
It does.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
That also have a sound.
Okay, let's go. Just remind us of you, bam bam. Do you feel better now that you've let it all out?
Yeah.
And with that, I think it is a very good time to end the vlog, as the sun is definitely setting behind me and it is getting very cold. So if you've enjoyed this vlog, make sure you leave it a thumbs up rating. I'd appreciate that. If you are new around here, make sure you hit subscribe. But as always, been Orion and the family, and we should catch you guys next time. Peace, much love. Bye bye.
Bye.